Stay tuned. We'll be right back after this toke.
You're watching the Hi Guys podcast with Al and the other Al on the 420 Pace Project.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Hi, Guy.
Hi, Guy. Hey, we're Al squared.
No, wrong way.
So how you doing
On
today?
the wrong side, man. There we go.
Yeah, right. There we go. Yeah, it just grabs it randomly when it starts up, right?
It's usually the first one in the room.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the spot. This left side, this the side. If you have guests and multiple people on, it's always nice to be able to enlarge.
I usually reserve my left side for my pain.
Oh. Oh yes. Oh yes. So today, what do we got on the agenda today? We've got you got your Al's top 5 list. We got some recipes. We got some news. And in the news, I got one particular story that I believe should be spread all across the world as far as when it comes to cannabis. And got some sports news as well. Sports news in there.
Cool. And I've got we're going to start a new tech segment, although I don't have a graphic for it yet. So we've got an interesting DIY project that you can do to make your own, I guess you would call it a tea. No?
It's sort of tea, food. It's all, yeah.
So we'll watch that as well. And we're also going to take a ride out to Niagara Falls with Sherry Ann Baker. And we're going to check out what's going on at the new cannabis culture, Niagara Falls.
All right.
Jody has opened the place out there as well. So
has she?
This is her first licensed dispensary.
So there you go. It just shows that even though you've got a past record and all that you can get into the cannabis business.
Well, from what I understand, Mark was refused years ago.
Oh yeah, that's what I had heard too.
But I don't. I think that was because of his criminal history. Mm-hmm. You could say. I don't think Jody has been arrested for anything, has she?
Oh, well, I'm just thinking of like when all the stores were raided years ago. That
other than that,
being part of being an owner of one of those stores, she might have, received.
Well, Chris and Aaron were running those.
Not all of them, I don't think. Not that
the one in Toronto.
They were the ones that were involved in it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right.
I know that her and Brittany are on a mission to open many legal cannabis culture outlets.
Yes.
Yeah. So
it'll be interesting. First of many, then, by the sounds of it.
You know what? It's weird to see an entity that's been here through the whole process is still come out, victorious, because she's been having problems. I'm sure there were a lot of hoops that she had to drop.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So you know what the question of the day is?
Oh, we have a.
What are you smoking?
That question.
I
have my big bag o' bud, which has an indica and a sativa. One of them is ICC. I can't read the other one. But I've been mixing them together because I like it. Yep. And I've got my usual Vortex hat.
Oh, yes. Well, on the Vortex end of things, that was the concentrate that I was trying out that I've had for several weeks, actually.
And it's still going?
Yeah, because I've lost it.
Oh, God.
I've
Well, I'm
misplaced
sure
it.
they'll find it in several months. Probably put it in a wall.
Yeah, yeah, probably. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. It'll show up. I don't know. It'll be something I'll just one of those days. Oh, geez, there it is. Finally, now I don't need to go to the store and buy
I
something.
lost a chunk of hash 2 years ago. I'm still looking for it.
Well, it should be well aged by the time you find it.
Does hash stay? Does it degrade?
I couldn't tell you. I guess it depends on where it was left and how it was left. Like if it's sitting there, if you didn't have it covered in anything, I'm sure if it's in behind a couch or a desk or something, there
You,
might be
you
some
would
dust
think
bunnies in it.
that if you like, I usually break up a whole bunch and then I'll leave some in my tray, and that's what I'll feed from for the day. Or if I'm going out, I'll put it in my can. Um, it does it. When you have really wet weed, it's great because it dries out pretty quick. But it does dry it out, leaving it out.
Yes. Oh
So,
yes.
and it does degrade the minute that it starts sitting out. You're degrading your cannabinoids and your
You're thinking
terpenes.
about because it's getting exposure to light and
Yes.
stuff like that.
So I would think
And
that hash would do the same thing.
I was over at my friend's Mr. Squishy there recently, and he was showing me some hash that he had. That he was just taking it and just so soft and everything. And then he had another little piece of hash there. He said, I left this out, and it's friggin' hard as a rock."
Rosa just went into the kitchen, grabbed her bowl, and put it into the living room because she's hungry.
Oh.
I can hear her what she's doing.
Well, I know that Tessa, she likes to grab the cat bowls, even though they're empty, and even though they're spotless, she'll grab them and still try to get what she can off of them.
And there she goes. Rosa all has always both Rosa and Daisy learned how to do the bowl thing, copying each other
Oh yeah,
when they were pups. And Rosa's continued doing it throughout her whole life. When she's hungry, she'll go get her bowl and she'll shove it in my face, basically.
yeah.
And it's a game. She likes it. And we stopped the water bowl thing, though.
Water bowl thing. That would get
Yeah,
messy if she's carrying that around, wouldn't she?
it
Wouldn't it?
doesn't. No, she won't. It splashes everywhere. But that stopped the time that she put the water bowl in my bed.
Oh,
It was half full.
oh, yeah. That's not a good spot to put a water bowl.
It does silly things like that now. She's a little neurotic. Better than coming home to puke in my bed.
Yes, yeah.
Been
Well,
there, done that. Woke up to poop the other day.
yeah. Getting messages, reminders. Do this, do that. Don't forget. Alrighty. Well,
And which leads me to one of the things that I want to talk about.
alrighty, let's do it.
Is why do dogs sniff your crotch?
Because that's what they do. They do it to themselves too, right? They go to other dogs and sniff their crotches. So,
Right. But I actually have an article from Reader's Digest
oh dear.
that gives us the explanation.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Why do dogs sniff human crotches? Is this what it's about?
There we go.
Okay. And why?
Do
Let's
dogs
see.
sniff crotches? So an expert's going to explain. I don't know how you become an expert in dog sniffing.
Okay.
So let's go right down to the question here. Why
Yeah.
do dogs sniff your crotch? And I'll get Al to read this because I can't.
It says dogs are curious by nature and they use their noses to gather all kinds of intel on the humans, animals, and their environment. For them, it's a way of life. This person is a veterinarian
Yeah.
in Bonnier, Georgia.
Mm.
They say dogs have a phenomenal sense of smell, and that crotch sniff is just another tool they use to get to know us. But why do dogs sniff your crotch area specifically? Simply put, it's the most accessible location for a dog. There you
It
go.
makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. So
They
it's really just a happenstance.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yeah. Why couldn't they sniff your ankle?
Well,
Isn't that closer?
Rosa doesn't. Rosa isn't really a crotch sniffer. What she does is, with me, anyways, she um, uh, sniffs my hands and then kisses my hands, like licks my hands.
Right. Yeah.
Steven, um, he's really, really sensitive to the smell of cannabis. Sensitive in the way that if he smells it, he runs to it.
Oh yeah. Well, they say that with the dogs, they say they detect pheromones,
Yeah.
which are chemical signals produced by sweat glands, which are located in the groin and armpits of humans. Both areas of the body convey an abundance of information such as your age, sex, mood, and health issues. But the crotch just happens to be a lot easier for your four-legged friends to access than your armpit.
And I
So
will
the ankle
say,
won't do any good, obviously.
yeah, I will also say that makes a lot of sense because dogs can be trained to pick up on somebody who has epilepsy that's about to have an episode
Mm,
because their body smell, their odor changes,
yeah. They
right? Like,
say that the inner workings of the nose are quite impressive.
yeah,
Yeah, it's because of Jacobson's organ. It's located on the roof of the mouth with ducts that open to both the nose and the mouth, allowing for optimal sniffing abilities. So that's why dogs sniff our crotches.
there you go.
There you go. Hey, if you hadn't watched the show, you would never. People would be wondering that forever.
The interesting things that I find.
Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Who knew? But yeah.
So, um, do you want to do another one? It's a video,
Okay, and what's this one
also
on?
about pets.
Sure, let's do it. We're doing pets today, right now.
How cats step precisely with their back paws. So a cat, when out and about, well, anywhere, anyways, uh, will step in the same spot.
Yeah, the back legs will land where the front legs were just in.
Here's the reason.
All right, let's find
If
out.
I can find it. Where is it? I didn't load it. I'm sitting there
Oh.
looking at it and I didn't load it. All right, this is a video.
Video.
Yeah,
All
this
right.
is a video. I apologize. I should have had it loaded.
Now that happens.
Well, I had other things loaded. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Did you know that cats place their hind paws exactly where their front paws stepped? But why do they do this? This unique way of walking is called direct registering. Walking in this manner ensures that their steps make no sound. Cats do this when they are hunting or when they don't want to be followed. Because the reduced number of tracks makes it harder for predators to identify them as cat paw prints, they give up on tracking the cat. Did you know that cats place their hind paws exactly?
You see? You see?
Yeah. And now there's only one question I got. How does that make them quieter? I guess because the first step will crunch the material that's there, and when the second foot comes in, it's already
Correct.
crunched, so it can't crunch again.
For hunting, yeah.
Yeah,
Big cats do the same thing, I would assume.
I would. Yeah, oh yeah. I would think so.
Yeah.
I know.
Not dogs though. Dogs are more stupid that way.
They're
I think I would think that a hunting canine like a wolf or a fox. Fox are canine too, aren't they?
well, the dogs. They're mini dogs. They're like
Yeah.
little chihuahuas or
I was
terriers,
just going to
right?
say, little chihuahuas. I don't know if they do it. I've learned to look at tracks a little bit because
Yeah.
I see them around. I want to know what's there. I know that cats, you'll just see the pad. Dogs, you'll see the claws because they don't retract. Their paws. Dogs don't retract.
Yeah, I see
right?
Tessa's claws all the time in the snow. Now I see paw prints out back in the woods, in
Yeah.
the back 40. I've never noticed whether it's just a single track like the cats, but
Probably not. I
I'll
wonder
watch.
if deer do the same thing.
No. There's four. With all this deep snow we've had, I can see 4 tracks, 4 marks, and then there's looks like 10 feet. Then there's the next set of 4, and then there's like 10 feet and the next set of 4 because they're just flying through or jumping through the snow, and then they're going through the trees. I wonder, how do they not poke themselves in the eyes when they do all that?
Yeah. I need to go out this summer on a rainy day and take pictures of the tracks the bears leave in the backyard.
Mm.
And
Yeah, I guess it's quiet now. They're sleeping.
where are we now? What are we? We're in
March the 4th.
First week in March, and I would say middle to the end of March they'll start coming out.
Yeah. Well, did you know that 10 years ago, this month, it was actually the 20th, was the start of the Owen Smith court case?
10 years ago.
Yeah. March the
Wow.
20th, 2015. It was the
That's
start
around.
of the,
That's around when we
start
met.
of the Supreme. That's the start of the Supreme Court challenge.
That's around when we met and started doing shows.
Yeah. All righty. You got your list?
I think so.
All right. Let's do it.
Let me look.
It's certainly high on the list.
I
All
hope
right.
you do.
Well, a little bit premature. Today
Yeah.
on the list, just 1 second, please. Uno pimento, por favor.
Huh?
I know. It's not
No.
real.
Okay. Good.
Today, our list.
Hi, Scott.
is-
How you doing, buddy? Get a hold of me.
What?
Go ahead. Sorry, Scott. He just gave us a big thumbs up. So I just want him to get a hold of me.
Oh, okay. So today's list is top 10 Pink Floyd songs.
All right.
Yeah, here we go.
Excellent.
Everybody can see that? No?
No, now we can.
Oh, hold on 1 minute.
I forgot
to unmute.
The grass was green.
I hope.
Was red.
Oh yeah. I always like the alarm clock. Bell.
Out there on your own, sitting naked by the phone, would you touch me? Mama's gonna make all of your nightmares come true. Mama's gonna put all of her fears into you. You don't need no education. Breathe in the air. Don't be afraid to care.
This is one of my favorites.
year. We just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year.
Oh yes. You know.
Have become come to be loved.
Boy, memories there, man.
I
Memories
know.
there. for
I
sure.
would add metal to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got to see them live at the Exhibition Stadium in Toronto.
me as
I was
well.
sitting at the second base.
At the Pig concert,
It was
or was it the Wall?
Diamonds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the same one. At the old
Is that
exhibition,
the old Exhibition
yeah.
Stadium? Yeah.
And the first time I saw Pink Floyd was there as well, and
Division Bell tour.
that's the one.
Yeah.
It was the first time that they had what they called stereophonic sound in that stadium.
Oh, it was.
That was the first time they did it.
Oh, the crickets and the frogs.
Yep, they had
Yeah.
speakers at the top of each,
Yeah.
thing,
Mm,
and the sound obviously was amazing. What I loved about the CNE and the forum and that is I grew up in Yorkville and we had a flatbed roof. And although we couldn't see anything, we could see the fireworks from there. We could see the planes flying around, but you could hear the concerts down at the exhibition place. Right. If the wind
yeah.
was carrying the right way, it would bounce off. There wasn't as many buildings back then. Right.
Yeah.
So if the
Yeah.
wind was carrying the right way, you could sit on the roof and listen to whatever concert was playing at the CNE. Right.
Yeah. 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 The part of the memories for me on the Pink Floyd end of things too is when I was younger. We would sit in a dark room.
Yep.
Sometimes it's just our headphones on, right?
Not even
And
no headphones, not back then.
yeah, and just listen to the tunes. It was just wild. It was always
My buddy Leo and I
comfortably
would go
numb.
out. Yeah. My buddy Leo and I would go out and we'd go to Sam's and we'd buy an album and we'd go back and we'd fucking get high and listen to it.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't smoking back then, but I drank beer. So, for me, it was beer then. Right. But yeah, and I miss that. And I like the ride that a full album, when you put an album
Yes.
together, they're going for a ride,
Mhm.
and not in all cases. Right. But in most cases, like you listen to Supertramp, Final Cut, and it's like songs, every song. You listen to Cat Stevens, and we know all those songs. I remember Emily sitting in the back. We were driving around, and Queen was on, and all of a sudden we hear Emily, very out of tune, singing along to Queen. That was my, a memory
Well,
that
Mamma
I
Mia, Mamma Mia.
She was like 4 or 5.
Oh yes, yeah.
Just singing in the back. It's a memory, like catching David mining for booger nuggets as I'm driving down the road. I look up in the mirror and he's like, so I grabbed my phone and went, pip. I've got a picture of it forever. Anyways, yeah, music brings back memories for me.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah.
Did you go to the forum a lot?
No, I went to it a little bit, but by the time the forum, for me to go there, because I moved out of the city when I was 15, right?
For us, it was probably a monthly visit down there because my mom and her boyfriend would go down and find a place on the grass and listen to BB King or whoever was there, Buddy Rich, and have a wine and cheese party. while we were running around playing on the nets and stuff in the playland, right? And we were very young, and we were, it was an age when the kids would just go do what they do,
Yeah.
and the parents would go do what they do, and then at the end of the day, they would go out for dinner together. That's what we
Meet
did.
meet up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Things have changed. There's no doubt about that. All righty. Well, that was a good list. I enjoyed that. Listening to those tunes. It almost sounded like an album.
Well, I figured it would be safe because you can play portions, and I'm sure that
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
If
yeah.
not, well, we'll try again next week.
Right, right. Well, hey, we're still airing it, everything, so that's good. So, all right. Well, it's time for us to move on. Gonna run a little promo first, and then we're gonna jump into the recipes. Here we go. Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca.
Cha cha cha.
Cha-cha-cha, yeah. I cut off the .ca. Okay. Recipes. What I've got today, they say, are the best weed-infused recipes for cannabis-infused dinner parties.
Have you sat down to a full meal of cannabis dinners?
Yeah, one I made myself.
I sat and had one of Rena's
Mhm.
dinners that she made at one of the what's the event that she does? I can't
I don't
remember the
know.
name of it. It's been
Oh, you
a
can
while. But yeah, to sit down and have a whole infused dinner is so much different than just having a snack, a snack that's been infused, right?
Yeah. I went to one dinner where the person offered us a spray of infused oil to spritz
Uh,
on.
that they just spray on it. Yeah.
Right.
A lot of in the beginning of the whole cannabis edibles thing, uh, in the illegal market,
Mhm.
the game was spraying pretzels and things like
Right.
that with something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'll bring this back in here and we'll go from here. Here we go. 10 best weed infused recipes. Let's see what they've got. It looks like some
Ooh,
lasagna right
strong
there in
one.
that picture. Appetizers, cannabis hummus, cannabis deviled eggs,
Uh,
cannabis stuffed mushrooms,
oh God, that would be good.
soups, cannabis tomato soup, cannabis butternut squash soup, lentil soup. Now we're gonna get into salads. Ooh,
Salad.
cannabis Caesar salad. They say it's one of the best infused salads with
Are they using an oil to infuse them? Is that what they're
cannabis
doing?
oil, correct?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would say like an olive oil or coconut
Yeah.
oil
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
infused. Yeah. Greek salad.
You
Uh,
could use an oil or infuse your cheese.
yeah, cannabis infused caprese salad. Drizzle with cannabis oil and balsamic glaze.
Okay, Snoop.
Yeah. Main course is cannabis lasagna. They say it's
Mm.
one of the best infused recipes.
Does it say how it's infused? Is it infused in the sauce, or I'd assume so.
They say layer lasagna noodles, meat sauce, cheese, and cannabis oil in a baking dish.
Okay.
But I understand where you're coming from with the sauce, though. Yeah,
Wouldn't
that's
wouldn't
where I
that
would have
cook
thought it
off
from.
though?
Pardon me?
I would think that in that method would cook off.
Yeah. Cannabis beef stroganoff.
I've made that. That's what I was eating when you came into the studio. Not cannabis though, but beef
No, but
stroganoff.
yeah. Cannabis oil again, once again. Chicken Alfredo. All right.
I would
something
do
like
that as well.
Just quickly reading through here. Yeah, cannabis oil again. Side dishes: cannabis, garlic, mashed potatoes.
Oh, yes, in a second, please and
Oh
thank
yes, cannabis roasted vegetables:
you. Okay.
carrots, broccoli, cauliflower. Just
I've done the mac and cheese, which is next on the list.
yeah, the mac and cheese. There we go.
I've made cannabis craft dinner
Well, that's mac and cheese.
with I just took a nice chunk of cannabis butter
Mm-hmm.
and used that instead
Sure.
of
Real
regular
butter.
butter.
Yeah, just substitute it, right?
But you could also make a sauce using milk that you've infused.
Fused. Yeah, yeah, that'd be part of
Cannabis
the mixture.
will infuse with milk products, with dairy products,
Mm-hmm.
because of the was it the acid or the oil?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something.
It says here to serve it hot with fresh salad. Of course, you're going to use that with a nice fresh cannabis infused salad.
You could,
Yeah.
yes, if
Right.
you have salad. I'm not really a rabbit.
I
I
saw a
don't.
rabbit. I saw
I
the
like
rabbit this morning. I saw him this
I
morning.
like cooked vegetables. I don't like raw vegetables.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm not a salad eater. I don't. I, the crunch of lettuce just grosses me out.
Okay. All right. And then
Desserts.
desserts: cannabis chocolate truffles, cannabis apple pie,
Oh,
mm, cannabis brownies.
well, that's an old one.
Yeah, I know. Now we're moving on to the drinks, the beverages. Cannabis sangria,
Sang, sang, sangria,
sangria, and margaritas.
margaritas. Yep,
They're using cannabis oil yet again in
yeah.
these.
Hot chocolate. I do all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, hot chocolate. And they say conclusion: a cannabis infused dinner party can be fun and unique experience for you and your guests.
Now, a dinner party would be every portion
Correct.
of whatever you have has some kind of cannabis in it, as
Correct.
opposed to just grabbing a cookie and mowing it down.
Hi,
Although I
Sherry
love
Ann.
my cannabis cookies.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Sherry Ann's giving us a thumbs up. Now I'm going to put the recipes in the chat. If
Yaman.
anybody's if anybody's interested in them and taking a boo at them. But yeah, basically you do a lot of substitution. Take out the regular butter, put in infused butter, and
Yes, and you also have one of them chocolate machines.
oh, the fountain. Yeah, it's chocolate
Yeah.
fountains. Yeah, yeah. What we would do there was just take the chocolate and the butter and melt them together, and the chocolate got thin enough with the butter in it that it just flowed through the fountain, and you just grab your, what do you call it,
Whatever.
your fruit or
Your
whatever you
finger.
want to dip in it, you know. Yeah, your fingers.
Just
But yeah, the fountain was always good and enjoyable to have. There's no doubt about that. And check out
you
those
don't have
recipes.
it anymore?
No, it wasn't mine. It was Deb's.
Oh.
Yeah, it was 420 Debs. It's just that we used it so much. It had so many grow up games going on that people were just constantly eating from the thing. Sometimes she set it up just in the house just for something to do. But unfortunately, now the chocolate store in the town is now closed,
Uh-oh.
and it's not so easy to get chocolate anymore.
Hmm.
Not that stuff, anyways.
I remember my mom baked a lot, and
Hmm.
um, she would buy chunks of raw chocolate,
Oh yeah.
unsweetened,
Hmm.
baking chocolate. And Oh, she would get so, because it was so expensive. She would get so angry with me that I'd get into it.
Nah. Yeah, the chocolate factory, it unfortunately closed up. The store closed up, and the
Yeah.
chocolate factory
That was
left
that was
town.
in Campbellford, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Now years ago, the factory left years ago, but the store remained. But now the store is closed. But in the meantime, a chocolate company did come in and go back, back into the factory and that's what they do is they do raw chocolate. They don't make the bars and the almonds and the
Did they make the chocolate for Hershey's and stuff?
yeah, they just make the plain base chocolate and it goes out and it goes to all those different companies and they do whatever they want to do with it. So they create the base. So
So
there's
it
no
would have gone to Tweed.
yeah. So now we have to buy chocolate from somewhere. Now I just happen to have 4 pounds of the milk chocolate bars that Gail grabbed for me before the store closed. And we've noticed that one of the grocery stores in town has got their chocolate. They're
I would
selling.
think
So I think they
that store, the grocery store there. I can't remember the name of it.
sharps, sharps.
Sharps. Thank
Yeah,
you. I could never remember the name of it. Would carry something like that because that's a fucking grocery store.
yeah, yeah. Well, they are
I
carrying.
miss that grocery store.
They have the chocolate from World's Finest Chocolate that was at the store.
Yeah,
But I don't know whether they've just gone out and bought the stock and are now
probably
selling it, or whether they've been able to make
acquire
some
it.
connection with the WFC in Chicago, because that's where they went. And whether that they're getting stuff shipped up, I haven't got a clue. But I
Well,
know
it's going
that
to cost more.
chocolate caramel
It's going to
bars,
cost
they're
more
good.
now
Yeah,
to
yeah,
ship
yeah.
any.
Yeah, terrible. Fuck.
There'd
All
be
right.
25% more on that chocolate, buddy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They're gonna be paying for it too. So, all right, for
Cheers to our
recipes.
government. No, sorry.
Here we go. On to the next part of the broadcast.
Oh, really? I thought you said you didn't have one.
I just said I'd have an update. That's all. I didn't buy any new products. No. But my pen is still going. The pen I talked about last week. So now it's a couple weeks old. And I can still see it in there, and I've been consuming it more often because of where I've been more often. That's inside, but yeah, it's doing okay. It's doing okay. It's doing pretty good. And that was what 1964, Comatose is what that was, and
Cool
it's
beans.
73% THC and 1.7 on the CBD end of things. So there you go. It's still going. I don't know. Maybe one of these days I should just consume vape cartridges to see how long it actually lasts. What do you think?
My shatterizer, as I've mentioned many times, I put about a pea. I roll up about a pea of shatter size. I don't pee in my shatterizer. I roll up a pea-sized piece of shatter. And that, the day anyways, depending
Yeah.
on how much I use it, but it lasts a long time. You can fill up an S pod on your shatterizer with oil, and it'll last you like week or
Oh,
more.
really? So
Oh,
you fill up the inside there. You fill that right up.
no, I put a size when I'm
Pea
just the
size, yeah.
shatter. I just use the size of a pea
Pea, right?
and put it in there, and and then I'll go out, and that'll
Mhm.
last me the day, anyways. You know, I
Oh
I
yeah.
I, I do that when I'm if I got to go up to Thunder Bay or something like that. I'm not going to pull over every 15 minutes and smoke a doobie. I don't drive and smoke.
Right. Well, the thing
Hold on.
too is if you're going to stop quickly, to have a hit off your shadow riser versus smoking a joint is a
Well,
big
and
difference.
I can pull over at we've got a lot of those pullovers because
Yeah.
Northern Ontario is pretty scenic.
Oh,
So
yeah.
sometimes and some of them have porta potties.
Yeah.
So I'll pull over and I'll get out of the car and I'll have a couple of puffs and then I'll maybe take a picture or two. Wait 5 or 10 minutes just so I can say I didn't just smoke something, and
Right.
then I'll go on my way. But I don't smoke and drive because there's been one or two incidences when I passed out,
Oh, fuck.
and
No,
Kelly
no,
has
we're
had.
doing that.
Thank God
Right.
somebody was with me. Kelly actually had to grab the wheel in one instance, doing 140 down the 401.
Oh, what are you doing napping at that speed?
Well, that's why I don't smoke and drive.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was many years ago.
Many, many years ago,
Many,
right?
many years ago. Yeah. No,
When we were
but
younger.
I think we
Hey,
talked about
just so you know,
recently, we've
we got a
talked
message.
about the driving and cannabis stuffs
What's
that,
up? Just so you
um,
know, grinding to retire wants to know what's up.
getting stoned and talking about stuff. And you?
I don't know. We'll find out shortly. I'm sure Grinder will get back to us. He's grinding to retire, so maybe he's
Yes.
just as old as us, or she.
Stick that in your grinder,
They,
buddy.
yeah, maybe they're just as old. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good. Not too bad. It's still
What's
morning time.
going on, man?
He says that they say that I'm off plants on lives every so often. I show off plants on lives. Oh, cool. Cool. But definitely am grinding to retire. Yeah. Yes. I think we all are. We all like to retire and getting there pretty close. But you show off your plants every so often in lives. Where do you do that?
He means like this.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. 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 We'll find out.
Have you, speaking of retiring, have you looked at your package yet?
The one that I got a few years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm
I
still
haven't.
scared by it.
I'm afraid to look. I don't even want to open it, buddy. If I don't open it, it won't happen. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah. Grinder
Well,
wants
I'll
to
be
know.
following your lead. Let's talk about that as we go through the process together, Al. And what I'm talking about is the CPP and the old age
Oh,
pension stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Yay. Yay. Yeah. Yeah. Grinder wants to know if he can if they can join us.
Uh,
You guys have a link I can jump on. I don't know if how we could do that right now.
no, we can't do that right now.
Sorry, Grinder.
Maybe next time.
We can pass along some comments though.
Yeah, man.
All right. No problem. Okay. From product reviews, let's head to news as we've got some headlines. There you go.
Every time I hear the word news now, I get scared, Al. And I'm a news junkie, as you know.
Yeah. Well, I've got some good news. News that you shouldn't be scared of. Okay. And this is something that I believe that should expand. Okay. And that is in California. Okay. Their state fair adds cannabis competition categories for blunts, hash, and chocolates.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They've had cannabis stuff at the state fair for a while now.
4 years now or something, I think is what the article says. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've added to it by adding blunts, hash, and chocolates.
That's
Before it was just
awesome.
looking at the buds, right?
That's California for you.
Yeah. This happens July the 11th to the 27th. You're able to purchase and consume products on site. They say in a press release, they new awards to better recognize markets products diversity, adding categories for blunts, hash, and cannabis infused chocolates. You got to have the competition started this week. Get your stuff in as of March the 1st. And their CEO is right. He says the fair has been around for 170 years,
Wow.
celebrating the best things when it comes to the state's agricultural
And
experience.
it is a huge agriculture there.
Yeah, and cannabis is a plant, which is part of the agriculture.
Like in Canada now. I mean, the whole country's big on that agriculture, although it's very stringent. I'm curious to know where grinding is from.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see what Grinder says. He says, I just found you guys. No biggie though. I'm listening. Cool. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Have we heard about NYS?
No,
No.
never heard of it. No,
I heard NYC would be New York City, but not
New York
NYS.
State.
New York State.
NYS would be New York State.
Maybe Grinder will tell us what country. Where's Runner Gordo is? Gordo
New
usually
York
stops
State.
in too. Gordo's he's from New York
I have
State.
lots of family in New York and Madison and in New Jersey.
Yeah, I drove across the state on the interstate there, the one that you had to pay the toll.
95.
Yeah, it was less than going from one spot on the 407 from one on ramp to the next on ramp.
I know, man. It cost me almost $80 to go to your place from Hamilton on the 407.
Yeah, ridiculous, man, ridiculous. Just so you know, Grinder says that they have reached the approval of licensing for micro businesses. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Awesome.
Because that's what I believe we're finding here in Canada. The micro businesses are enjoyed more than the big.
As we call them up here, craft cannabis businesses.
Right. 3,500 square feet, he says, or they say, because we don't know if Grinder's a male or a female. Grow as much as you can in the warehouse. Yeah,
Nice.
I think ours are more about 2,500, and they do have a limit on the amount that they can grow when it comes to that.
Really?
Yeah.
LPs?
As far as the micros.
Oh, the micros. Yeah.
Because to be micro, you gotta be small, right? And if you get to the point where you have that's another license if they want to.
When we started talking about licenses and things were starting to happen, the micro growers were I forgot what I was going to say now, but there were a lot of micro growers that were having a hard time starting up because of the small business.
Right. Grinder, the $5,500 total there, is that what it costs for licensing? You cut licensing fees?
Oh, you're looking at $1 million easy.
Yeah, I'm going wow, what else? I'm looking at their messages and trying to figure out.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. So no.
Anyway.
And I know that they in New York State there was a big problem with trying to get things started and get going. It got to the point where they are having the licensed producers have their own farmers market for cannabis.
Yeah, that's what we need here. We need our own farmers market here, but we're not allowed.
Yeah, they say that micros 1,000 square foot outside, 3,500 square feet inside.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. 10,000 square foot outside. I'm sorry.
They have a micro license, and a micro license here in Canada would basically be a MMAR patient could use that as a micro, I believe. No.
Right. They are. I was just reading their comment. and they say that it's $1,000 for an application, and then $4,500 for the license if approved.
Jesus.
Gee, that's
Like literally, it cost $1 million to do anything here.
that's really really low. Holy
Let's move
smoke!
down to New York City,
New
State.
York State, yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, wow, not much. Yeah, and just no wonder this. So many people might want to get into that if that's all it's costing for approvals, license approvals, 5,500
But
bucks.
we have a version of that here, right?
The
Of a micro.
micro,
We
yeah,
have micro grows here. Yeah. Which
yeah.
is, like I said, it's like basically one step up from a medical grower,
Y-
you know.
Yeah, for some of them, for sure. Yeah, because
Yeah.
some of the licenses were pretty big.
It's some,
But
and I know that
yeah,
some are very small because I know
yeah.
some of these micro growers, and they're actually like it's in
uh,
their basement kind of thing, you know.
uh, now you guys know what I'm grinding to retire for. That's right. But the downfall, you need the facility and land already for approval.
Yes.
Now, I know here in Canada, now it was changed around. Before you used to get your license and then they built the building. Now the micro growers got to put all that money into the facility, get all that built, buy
Before
the
they
land
even know. Yeah.
before they even know if they get a license or not.
Well, Truro was
And that's basically what that's Grinder is saying as well. You need the facility land already for approval. That's
yes.
exactly the same thing. And
So
people are putting all that in.
and
Yeah,
buy a piece of land. Don't
yeah,
go out and buy a piece of land that you don't know anything about.
yeah, exactly. Because you never know. It could be some other reason that you're not allowed to build there. Maybe your license might be approved, but for maybe your land partially touches conservation area or something. Right? Oh yes, yeah. Well, they could. He says they say that people that kind of have it in the bag are small farmers. They've already got the
Well,
land. They
yeah,
can get the license to grow outside. They got 10,000 square
I've
feet of
actually
space.
watched a documentary about farmers who were struggling, who went to hemp
Yeah.
and pulled their lives right out of the gutter.
Yeah.
Which, cannabis as a whole is the most diverse plant on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
and you can eat it, wear it, build with it, smoke it,
Yeah.
digest it.
Now,
You know,
um, I would like when it comes back to California and all that stuff. That I would like to see spread worldwide. Like why couldn't we have cannabis involved in local fairs and things like that? We
well,
have local
you know,
brewery fairs.
you've been
Have beer
going
tent.
to events like Debbie Stilth Giffen with Mom.
Yeah.
You've been going to events for years and years that were non-cannabis events to
Yep.
promote cannabis. I mean,
Correct.
many years ago now.
And yeah, free cannabis, big letters on the sign in reflective vinyl, and in small print it said, um, um,
Um,
it was Canada Days,
it was Canada,
and now they've switched the name, like Camel for Lifestyle Shop, and it
yeah,
is it has bongs and
aka the Bong
dongs.
Store, the Bongs
Yeah,
and Dongs Store.
exactly. Grinder says that detail-wise, land has to be zoned agricultural and farming purposes, and that they say that they are working towards that route. Found 20 acres, working on my own strains and genetics, and slowly getting there. Though, good. Congratulations. That's what it takes. You got to, especially if you're doing it on your own, and as a single entity, it can be costly to get started. So, alrighty. From there, what do you say? Time for some sports.
All right.
All right.
George.
Sports. That's right. Okay, here we go. Sports wise. I reported a couple of weeks ago about the runner, I believe it was runner, got busted for cannabis consumption at a race. Clarissa Shields, and she says that she's never used cannabis.
So do they know how it's gotten into her system?
Well, that's what the headline says. Did secondhand smoke cause her failed drug test? Let's see. What does it say? She's tested positive, but she's never used it, she says. The drug test results have not been publicly released, she says, but Shields has said a saliva test detected trace amounts of cannabis, which is prohibited. She has a record of 16-0. She's gonna be fighting it.
How recent was this?
Well, on March 6th, so that's in 2 days. She's gonna have a pre-hearing.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
why the article, because her hearing's coming up. Okay,
Correct. Yeah. She's in a 90-day suspension right now. So she didn't smoke it, she says.
so she's what does she compete in now?
Boxing. She's a
Boxing.
boxer.
Well, she's going to go through, although she's in the States, correct?
Yes.
So she's going to go through the same thing that Ross Regabludi was it Regabludi? I can't remember his last name.
It's hard to pronounce his name, correct?
Yeah, but Ross is a Canadian snowboarder who won the gold and then got it taken away because he's a cannabis consumer.
Uh-huh.
And now he owns his own cannabis company. But down the road, after appealing it, they have reinstated his gold back to him. Yeah. So it'll be the same kind of process, just not Olympics, I would think.
Oh, yeah. Now, according to somebody, I'm just trying to find out who the name is.
According to somebody,
their last name is Shields. I'm just trying to see what the first name is, but the last name is Shields, anyways. They said that. Okay, Shields was the lady. Okay, Hicks. This is this person who's another boxer, speculated that cannabis smoke inside the Dort Financial Center in Flint triggered the positive test, is what it says. And they say that, oh man, it was everywhere. I'm not exaggerating. I was getting dressed to take pictures with my family. It was like a big cloud of weed. When you go into the bathroom, it was just a big cloud of smoke that hits you. You smell nothing but cannabis.
I know somebody who failed their blood test because of being around cannabis.
Another person that says the hallway smelled terrible. And the manager of the center has declined comment.
What was going on that they were smoking pot?
Pardon me?
What was going on there that there was pot? Was it a concert?
It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Yeah. That doesn't say. Not that I'm seeing here, anyways. Other than maybe their event, but I can't see them hotboxing.
So there was pot at a Coliseum or whatever, at an event place. Somebody was smoking a joint in the bathroom or something. Or they were watching a concert and they had a light up, and she's failed her test.
Yeah. Yep. That's what it sounds like. I mean, when you listen to what those people are saying, I'm sure some of them know her and some of them are involved with her or whatever. But yeah, they say secondhand smoke. So it'll be interesting. And there will be follow-ups to this because obviously there's the hearings and all that's going to happen. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you'll have to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah,
What's going on.
exactly. Grinder, we'll get to your question here, bud, as soon as we get done the sports. Now, in more sports end of things, some news from Toronto that you may not know, and I didn't know until I checked this morning. And Serena Williams is joining the WNBA expansion team, the Toronto Tempo, as a part owner.
Oh, cool.
Serena Williams, everybody know, big tennis legend, right?
Yes, she is. Her and her sister, yeah.
Yeah. They're coming to Toronto as part owners.
So we're going to start seeing a WNBA at the Scotia.
Yeah, in Toronto, correct. Yeah.
We call it the Scotia. It used to be the Air Canada Center,
Skydome,
aka new. What's that?
Skydome is what I call it.
The Skydome.
Well, I guess hang on. I guess it depends on what your building you're talking about. I guess where the Leafs are playing, Air Canada Center. Scotia.
The Leafs and Raptors play at the Air Canada Center, which is now the Scotiabank Center.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Or the Scotia.
Now, the guy who owns 25% of the Maple Leafs sports and entertainment, as we're just talking about, also is involved with the Raptors, the Argos, the football, the soccer team, and now he's also owner of this women's basketball.
Is there a name for this WNBA team?
Yeah. Tempos, Toronto Tempo.
Toronto Tempo.
Yeah. Toronto Tempo, right there in the headline. So watch for that. Watch for that end of things. And let's see what else. Oh, one last thing.
Into basketball, that is.
That's right. And I've got some hockey news as well. But this is when it comes to the ladies, this is the women's and the Professional Women's Hockey League attendance scoring up this season with expansion plans on horizon. This was a league that started last year. It had basically a shortened season.
Is this in the U.S. or here?
It's here in Canada and the U.S.
Okay, so it's like it's the women's NHL.
Correct.
That's
correct.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, and so they're looking at expanding, and they said they've gone from 14 months in. Basically, they're expanding. Everything is up. The league attendance is up. The average is 7,400 fans per game, which is up from 5,500 from last year. So they're up 50%, right?
Well, that's worked in the football arena, right?
Yeah, they're in smaller. Yeah, they are in smaller venues.
Yeah, they're probably. I would think at the Sky Dome as well. Or not at the Scotiabank.
No, they're the Toronto team. That's the Scepters.
Yes.
They've moved from the 2,500 seat Manta Athletic Center to the Coca-Cola Coliseum.
Okay, that's Okay, that's down at the exhibition.
That's what I was wondering.
Yes, that's where our soccer team plays as well, and the Argos play down there.
BMO down that way. I think that one time the Toronto's farm team, the hockey team, the Toronto Marlies played out of that arena, Rico Center or something. I'm just thinking maybe it might have changed names. Let's see what else. The goals are up. They've averaging 5.2 goals per game versus 4.8. And what else? What else is up here? I think that's about it offhand. So it's good to see that the league's only 14 months old. They're looking at going to expanding to 2 more teams. So
Awesome.
1 or 2 more teams. So see what happens there. So that's good news for them.
I remember when the big new guy in town was the Blizzard. Remember when the
Yeah,
Blizzard?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That was a
and
soccer.
they played at the varsity arena there at
Mm,
University of Toronto.
yeah,
Right. That was a
yeah.
long time
Long
ago.
time. Yeah, there still is a Toronto team.
Blizzard's still around. Yes, of course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, we got a question from Grinder. Grinder asks, so what are some of your guys' favorite strains? Go ahead.
I like Death Bubba, and I like uh, Northern Lights. There's a few. I like the Pineapple Express,
Mm-hmm.
but none of those strains will grow here, as I've found.
Ah. You don't have any Pineapple Express territory in your neck of the woods, do you?
No, no, it didn't do so well. No, I
No,
didn't even get maybe an ounce.
yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely not a Northern Ontario strain.
Now, Grinder, as far as my end of things, I've been growing one particular strain for 15 years, and it's called Grape Escape. It's won some awards in the past at Treating Yourself Expo. I wasn't the grower at the time, the breeder was, but it was good to see that it was a strain that won. It said 15 years, still lots of trichomes on it, still get good weight off the plants, dried weight.
You don't grow just one strain though.
No, no, no. This past year I grew 4 strains. But they 3 of them were new strains to me, so I can't really say that they were my favorite strains.
Yeah.
So, and another strain that I don't have anymore, and that was called Humber Valley Kush.
That's a legacy strain, isn't it?
I grew it for about 12 years, 10 or
Wow.
12 years. And then I lost it. And I'll tell you, when it went into bloom, people like to see things change into color. This particular plant just went dark, dark purple, is what it
Nice.
did. And it didn't yield as high as the Grape Escape, but I'll tell you, I was just in a circle of 14 people. We were heading to the Supreme Court of Canada for the Owen Smith case, and we got out of the bus. And like I said, 14 of us were in the circle. And only somebody asked someone said, whose is this and what is it? And it was mine. It was only asked once from all those joints passing around. So I was happy for that. Let's see. Oh, nice Grinder. Blueberry. I got blueberry. I've been
I love
working. It's
blueberry.
about 3 ounces quantity is amazing, but lacking vigorous growth. Yeah.
I have
Strawberry
blueberry seeds,
OG
but
cookies.
unfortunately they keep going to seed on me. So I don't use it. Yeah.
Strawberry cookies. Amazing growth and at the same time really frosty, but no taste. Really, from what I've been talking to people over the years, people who do competitions and stuff like that, taste is so important. Right?
And smell.
Yeah, and smell. It's not everybody wants Buckley's in their
You
can.
gotta have them flavonoids and terpenes in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. And when we've done tests, like when we're doing the TY Cup, we're doing the seed companies we're all in a room, and people said, well, I'm tied, my number's tied, so which one actually wins? And I said, well, what's your favorite thing about a plant? Is it the fact? Is it the flavor? Is it its looks? So on and so forth. And majority of the people said flavor, and that's what they end up choosing. And Grinder agrees. Grinder says exactly. So what got on the micro business wave? I don't know. I'm not. We're not on the micro business wave, but he stopped by. They stopped by a dispensary. All righty. Gone from the news, sports news. You know what's next?
What?
Entertainment and events. Okay, yeah.
What you got? What you got? I got.
What do we got? What do we got? We got some events going on, and I'm gonna bring the calendar up right here, right now. And according to the Cannabis Market Space, March the 6th, in 2 days, Radical Femmes 2025. On the 7th, a Cannabis Summit. And then on the 12th, Mary Jane in Paint, Toronto.
I've been seeing stuff about that this couple weeks.
Have you? Here, I think I can just open that right up right here, and everybody will see that. Right? Yeah. Okay. Everybody can see that. Mary Jane Paint, Toronto. Look at the eyes. Ooh. Hey, you know what's wrong with them?
What? They're not high.
Exactly. They're not
There's no
bloodshot.
red marks.
Okay, Wednesday, March the 11th, event details, Warehouse Studio in York. Let's see. 2 hours instructed art session. Live beat box flow session. Grub by High Society. Super Club. Goodies by Baked Edibles Bakery. You got snacks and water. A 30-minute clone planting seminar, I'm going to say. And you get to take your new baby clone home. There you go. Doors open at 7:30. Sesh starts at 8. Permanently shut at 8 o'clock.
It's just basically a big puff and paint.
It's a, yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Mary Jane's Paint, Toronto. Find out more. Go to cannabismarketspace.com and you can see what's going on there. Okay, what else is happening? Let's see if I get back. Mary Jane International Cannabis Business Conference. That's going on in Barcelona. And then Mary Jane Paint in Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. We used to have a puff and paint at Gunjanistas in Hamilton.
Yeah.
Open. Yeah.
There we go. Hamilton, 2-hour instructed art class. Grub from High Society. Treats by Jill. Princesses and flowers and more. There you go. Doors open at 6:30. Hamilton vape. There you go.
There you go. We were talking about Tony the other day.
Yeah. Okay, more details. Cloning at 9:30. Puffs by Bud Buggy. Yeah. There you go.
Cool.
Doors open at 7:30. Sesh starts at 8. Permanently shut at 8 p.m. Yeah, it's been a while since we've talked to Anthony, isn't it? Okay, there we go. Puff and Paint in Hamilton. And as I mentioned, the Radical Femmes, I just bring up their information as well, being that's in 2 days' time. Radical Femmes, that's March the 6th from 10 till 2. And there you go. Location, Salona, Toronto, 314 Queen Street West. Agenda highlights retail revolution, women and weed, crafting in the future, and lunch and networking. Got to be 19 to attend. There you go. Limited sponsorship available. So, different events on the go that you can
Awesome.
go to.
Do we want to see what Mary Jane or Sherry Ann did?
Yeah, let's check out when it comes to events. Just check out where Sherry Ann has been.
Sherry Ann went, and Mary Jane and Timmy were there as well. To, as you'll see on the video, the grand opening of cannabis culture's first dispensary in Hamilton.
Legal dispensary.
Legal dispensary, yeah, with Jody involved. in Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Yeah. There's MJ. Matt was there too, huh?
Yeah. Are we ready?
We are.
Cannabis culture on Thorold Stone Road. Are we ready?
Yes. 2, 1. Yay! Congratulations! We got a crowd. We got unicorns. We got Neely. We got Lee. We need more Santa Claus.
On the inside.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. I think we were in Canada with this chilliness.
He said, those scissors aren't nearly big enough. Hey, Clyde. And just before I cut this ribbon, I want to tell you, so a few of us grew up hanging out here with this Howard Plumbing and Heating, and we used to drive the dune buggy in the back with Mark Cole's family, and I lived up the street not too far away, and ironically, we're on Stone Road, and you guys are doing this cannabis culture, and I think what a great location. You got great partners, great city, great location, and if you're going to do something like this, I can't think of anywhere better than the #1 leisure destination in Canada, who gets upwards of 14 million people a year, and all the great residents of Niagara Falls will appreciate having a professional view on a natural product. We wish you all the best, and now we're going to make this official. Are we ready?
We are.
3. Now wait a minute, everybody. 3,
2, 1. Congratulations!
So nice.
Exciting! Sweet tooth bonding. Super awesome!
A little different than the last time. You bring focus and tank. That's all you got on.
There you go. The at the beginning, early on in the video, there was looked like there was a cover on the magazine with Jody on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that was Jody walking towards Sherry Ann as well.
Yeah. If it's the right one, I think I may have an article in that cover in that magazine.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was good to see. Good to see that Jody's been able to open the store. Something that she's been working for a long time, and good to see the community people who were there giving her a hand.
Well, she tried opening something in Kensington, but it didn't work out so well. So it's nice to see this will, Niagara Falls. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. We got here from Grinder. Says that asked if I could reproduce the exact returns on a larger scale. Okay. Oh, I see. I dropped off some sales of what I did. In his report, he was more stoned than anything. He had shown up with his shop that he had samples, and then asked if I think I could produce the exact returns on a larger scale. And that's when he mentioned the micro business and asked why I'm not selling it at his shop. Oh. He says that one day, if you guys use something like a StreamYard, I'll show you some of my plants. Nothing fancy, just all organic running. Taking advice from buddies that are in the industry already. We should arrange that, buddy. Maybe arrange for you to come on for a short visit, and we go from there. But yeah, all organic, small grow. I know exactly what you mean. It's exactly what I'm doing as well.
Do
So.
we want to move on and do this little thing that I found?
Sure. Yes, this is probably a good time. If it's what I'm thinking it is, it'd probably be a real good time to talk about that. Yeah.
Just let
Being
me
that we're talking
finish
about
rolling this.
growing organically.
So a couple of weeks ago, I found I like to watch reels and stuff like this. So I found this, and what it is well, you'll see what it is. You be the judge on whether or not you'd want to do something like this. I think it's really cool. I showed it to Al. We decided to air it. Here you go.
Keeping fish in a mineral water bottle can really be addictive. Today, I used a large mineral water bottle again. I converted it into a one-click water change system. It's now an ecological fish tank with one-click waste discharge. Don't throw away the dirty water that comes out. Pour it on the flowers. This is natural fertilizer. This time, I have set everything up for you. A 9-liter mineral water bottle. A base. A water pipe with a faucet. And a set of brackets. Among them, the top of the mineral water bottle has already been cut for you. Installation is very convenient. First, assemble the brackets. Then attach the tray. Next, place the mineral water bottle upside down inside. Then, screw in the faucet with the switch. Next, install the drain pipe as well. Pour volcanic rock at the bottom to cultivate nitrifying bacteria. Then place a water plant. Create some aquascaping inside. Also, place a few water plants on the surface to purify the water. Then add some little fish that you like.
There you go.
Keeping fish in a mineral water bottle
Let's
can
watch
really be
that again,
addictive.
shall we?
But yeah, aquaponics.
Which they've been doing for a long time. You know, just an off topics thing. My mom's friends owned the first hydroponic store in Toronto. It was right across the street from the Summerhill liquor store. You know where I'm talking about, Al. In Toronto, in Rosedale. And you could go in and buy whatever you needed to do your hydroponic stuff. And this was in the late 70s, early 80s. Unfortunately, the store was closed shortly after opening.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, aquaponics.
That's what happens when you grow weed in the 70s.
Yeah. There. I know at one time there was an LP that was growing with aquaponics
in Peterborough, I believe, or was it Bancroft or something? Somewhere around there.
Somewhere, and then
they got licensed to have a controlled grow visible in the store. Correct?
Well, Peterborough Hydroponics they have a grow in the store, correct?
Yeah,
they have a license and they have their grow in the store. They can't sell any cannabis or anything like that, but yeah, they do have a grow in the store.
Which is surprising because an LP is allowed to have a on-site store. So why wouldn't they allow that?
Well, I know in the Peterborough case, they don't sell anything. There's no license to sell anything. It's
okay.
Yeah, it's a patient's grow in the store.
in a legal store.
It's a hydroponic store. It's not even a cannabis
store. It's a hydroponic store. So okay,
yeah.
I remember the story. They had to put security and glass up, and so you
I was there a couple weeks ago, and they had some plants over there. Yeah.
I remember going into stores before we became legal here in Canada, and they had pot plants. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else? I got Grinder says that one of my good friends is the head soil guy at Kiss Organics, and he keeps them informed on what he's doing, and he listens to his suggestions. That's right. That's all you can do is learn from others. I know when I first started growing that's what I did. Is some people would suggest do this, do that, and in the end, what I did is I just took what I found would work for my situation where I was.
And that's what I do. I mean, we talk
Yeah.
about it here. Al and I talk about it, and then I talk about it with my guys on the 420 radio show as well. And learning is this is my classroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. All righty. Anything else? Events, entertainment, nothing? No. Okay. Well,
I think we got it all.
I think we got it all. I think that we are at the end of the broadcast. We got the hour and a half in.
Time for lunch.
Time for lunch. That's right. Probably time for a dog walk too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing. I know that.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. There's 3 feet of snow in my backyard still.
The grinder says that right now I'm running a strawberry OG cookies, a Devort haze, and a couple of blueberries.
Nice.
Yeah. I think the fruity flavored strains are probably the popular ones.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So nothing else. All right. Well, all I can say is thanks for joining us, Grinder, and everybody else who's tuned into the broadcast. It looks like we're done. You want to say goodbye?
Bye.
All right, we're saying goodbye, folks. Don't forget, same time, same place next week, Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Come for the Wake and Bake. Just shoot some shit and, get involved in the conversation. Send us messages and we'll share them. Other than that, we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're watching the 420 Pace, found at 420pace.ca. Rerolled Saturdays. Check it out. Nothing but non-stop cannabis and psychedelic programming. Find it at 420pace.ca.